Okay, so it's my pleasure introducing today's presenter, Anastasia Olson. Anastasia is a consultant who works with business owners who have realized that they no longer want to be overwhelmed and stressed out by wearing all the hats in their business. By outsourcing their crucial behind the scene tasks to her, Anastasia's clients free up many hours each week to focus on growing their businesses. She is the grammar nerd and the typo whisperer that every entrepreneur needs. I will give you Anastasia. Take it away, please.
Hi, everyone. So before I get into my topic today, I'd like to tell you a story about a Christmas miracle. At the end of November 2020, something told me I should look at replacing my computer. The one I had was purchased in early 2014 and had been mostly stable for quite a while, but my gut said it's time. I tend to be extremely cautious when it comes to spending money, and it usually takes a while before I'll pull the trigger. But the do it now message was loud enough that despite my typical thriftiness, I decided it was better to be safe than sorry. So fast forward to mid-December and the new computer arrived a week and a half earlier than its expected delivery date. So 3 days after setting up the new PC, while in the process of cleaning up some stuff on the old machine, it suddenly completely died on me and I wasn't even able to turn it on. It was worse than the dreaded blue screen of death, stuck in an endless loop of trying to repair the startup sequence and unable to do so. Research into the error message revealed that a tiny little battery on the motherboard had failed, and without a replacement battery, the machine was literally dead in the water. So the moral of the story is that little voice inside my head and the fact that I actually listened to it totally saved me from being unable to take care of business. Definitely a Christmas miracle. So it's a fact. Shit happens, often when you least expect it, and you don't always have that handy premonition ahead of time that ends up saving the day. I was lucky this time, but it got me thinking about contingency plans and loss mitigation. No one likes to dwell on what ifs, and it's not healthy to be in that headspace all the time, but when you're running a business, you do need to take some time to think about what you'll do if something happens that's beyond your control. How will you keep the business humming along while you're putting out all those proverbial fires behind the scenes? To help you anticipate what these events could be and to prevent them from negatively impacting your business, I've created an exercise so that with a little bit of advanced planning, you can future-proof your business against every eventuality. We're going to go through a series of disaster scenarios, along with actions you could take to either mitigate or prevent entirely any impact such an event would have on you or your business. Now, these are just hypothetical scenarios, so adjust them to your own situations. Mentally expand each one and then take it to its furthest, most extreme conclusion. Imagine the very worst things that could happen. The objective of the exercise is for you to create and implement your own personalized contingency plans. So, under potential tech disasters, what would you do if your laptop charger stops working, your mobile phone gets run over by a bus, your computer crashes, your house is burgled and your laptop is stolen, or your website is hacked, or you accidentally dump coffee or tea on your keyboard? Been there, done that, twice in the space of 3 months, in fact. You could mitigate your damages by buying a spare laptop charger, smartphone, and keyboard, sync your client contact details to the cloud, work solely in the cloud or regularly back up your data to the cloud, encrypt your Windows laptop, set up dynamic lock on your Windows 10 laptop, learn how to remotely locate and protect a smartphone or laptop, or use a secure password manager to create and store unhackable passwords. Or make sure your website is backed up daily, and if your web host isn't handling security for you, install a security plugin. And then there's potential client-related disasters. What would you do if you lose all your client contact details, you lose all your clients' data and they threaten to sue you, you lose all of your biggest clients in the same month, you lose an associate or business partner, or they get sick just as your biggest client throws a huge project at you? Your business partner takes off, stealing your client's data or the clients themselves. You could mitigate these damages by working in the cloud, make sure you have appropriate insurance in place, don't rely on just one or two clients for your income, don't have all your clients in the same industry, continue to market your business and build relationships even when you're busy. And if you work with any joint venture partners, ensure you have watertight partnership agreements. And then also create regular backups of things like brand assets, files, and client lists. And then also, of course, working with a reliable and trustworthy virtual assistant who has access to your online platforms so that they can continue to keep things running while you're putting out your fires. And then there's potential health disasters. What would you do if you come down with food poisoning and you're practically living on your bathroom floor? Or you're completely incapacitated by the flu or another illness for at least 10 days. You develop a repetitive strain injury and you're in complete agony. Or you're in an accident and end up with your dominant arm or hand in a cast and can't write or type for several weeks. Or you have a bad fall and sprain or break both of your wrists. You could mitigate these damages by getting an annual flu vaccination, invest in an adjustable desk, make the font larger on your computer so you're not squinting and craning your neck, and go for regular massages. Wouldn't that be nice? Write and save in your drafts email folder a "Dear Client, I'm sick" message, and create a client contact group in your emails so that you or your partner can quickly edit and send it. Consider health and/or income protection insurance, and practice with voice-to-text software. And I know that you might say, I would just text or email my clients if I got sick, but the reality could be very different and you may not be physically able to contact anyone. And then there's potential home and family disasters. What would you do if your spouse loses their job, something life-altering happens to you, your partner, or one of your parents or children, such as an accident or serious illness? Your car breaks down unexpectedly. You get caught up in an extreme weather incident, such as a hurricane, earthquake, flooding, or a huge snowstorm. And in that case, your entire city or town may be without electricity, mobile signals, or internet. And although rare, this is not an unknown scenario. And if you're located anywhere in the ring of fire, you know that a devastating earthquake is not entirely out of the question in our lifetime. You can mitigate these damages by obtain insurance for income protection, household, car, and pets, book your car in for service on a regular basis, buy a few fire blankets, and replace your smoke alarm batteries every year. And then there's potential miscellaneous disasters. What would you do if you're on vacation and get stuck abroad due to an unforeseen incident, such as a volcano erupting or an airline going bankrupt? You don't have your laptop, and you can't get home for at least a week past your original departure date. You get hit with a large and unexpected home, vehicle repair, or tax bill, or you're called for jury duty. And you can sometimes get or be excused from jury duty, but there's never a guarantee, and the "I don't have time for this" excuse is probably not going to do the trick. You could mitigate damages by taking out travel insurance, or bringing a spare phone or tablet with you on vacation. And there are a few mitigation steps you could take in advance of all of the above scenarios, such as never working right up to client deadlines and regularly adding to an emergency fund and have a zero interest credit card standing by, and maintain good relations with colleagues in your industry in case you need to outsource temporarily. Remember that your plan will change and change again over time, depending on circumstances. Generally, as you go through life, you hope that bad things won't happen, but you also apply preventative measures just in case they do. Wearing seatbelt in case you're in an accident. You have an alternate plan in case it rains on your wedding day. You make sure your car is in good working order before a road trip. You have insurance in case your house burns down, and so on. So here is some homework to help you create your disaster recovery plans. And when I first started writing out these scenarios, some of the obvious solutions were go to a cafe and use their Wi-Fi, or work at a friend's house, or go to a co-working space. But in our COVID-19 reality, those options aren't necessarily viable. This is why it's important to regularly review your contingency plans and come up with a plan C or even a plan D for your plan B. I didn't design this audit to scare anyone, but I created it because I wanted the wonderful business you have worked so hard to create to be protected against anything that life may throw at it, especially because a combination of these scenarios could happen simultaneously. So think about how these types of incidents would, without a recovery plan, impact your business, your clients' businesses, your client relationships, your cash flow, and your morale. I say this because stressful incidents don't just have a practical impact, they can also affect the people around you, as well as your own mindset, energy, motivation, and confidence, which will then affect how you react and manage the situation. Also, you hope your clients would understand, but you can never assume. Your problems are not your clients' problems. These are professional relationships, and they're paying you to deliver what and when you've promised. I hope this exercise has been helpful without causing any undue stress. If you have any questions or know of any business owners who want to level up but are in a rut because they're struggling with overwhelm, I'd love to have a chat. Anastasia Olson, Business Support Services, helping entrepreneurs make more time.